What's up guys, xMarcGx here bringing you Naxxramas success. I'm gonna talk a little fast today because I gotta cover all this crap. So I'm starting today's video off with a cracked egg hatch that I got a tick bird. Oh my god, yeah. So anyways, this is more of a guide than it is a actual Naxxramas show off run. But really, what's there to show off in Naxxramas 10? Oh, we're in Naxxramas 10. Shut up. Anyway, so another con. First boss here I'm showing you. He has 2.2 mil health. He has 3 moves: Impale, Locust Swarm, and Summon Core Scarab. His Impale is just an AoE. You don't really have to worry about it. It's random. His Locust Swarm is pretty deadly. Casts every 1 to 2 minutes. Another con, cast Locust Swarm that will deal AoE damage around his model, and those caught in the radius will have a DOT that deals 875 to 1125 nature damage every 2 seconds and silences them. The Locust Swarm also reduces movement ability by 75% during the Locust Swarm, and Elite Crypt Guardian will also spawn. You need to down him as soon as possible. After that, the Guardian spawns randomly, which you still need to down as fast as possible. The Locust Swarm lasts 16 seconds, so the fight breakdown is basically pretty simple. The main tank faces him to the back wall over there. As you can see, the DPS and healers just chillax where I'm at. Be prepared for Impale as it may incur at any moment, like I said before. Once the Locust Swarm starts, tank must kite him around the perimeter of the room, but no one really does that anymore. So that's pretty much it. Anyway, on to the next boss, Grand Widow Faerlina. She has 4 Worshipper ads behind her that must be off tank. Killing a Worshipper ad will dispel her enrage if she is enraged, so you want to down as soon as enraged. Anyway, she has a Rain of Fire that she randomly puts out, and that you need to get out of, obviously. It's kind of like Thaddius' Blizzard, but whatever. Anyway, she also has a Poison Bolt Volley, which hits 5 closest players with a poison that will do basic damage and do a DOT every 2 seconds, which lasts 8 seconds. The poison is dispellable though, and plus she frenzies used every 60 to 80 seconds, which increases melee damage by 150%, haste by 50%, and size by 50%. To stop the frenzy, you must kill a Worshipper ad, as I said before. So there are 3 fairly basic boss elements to encounter while you have to deal with. First is Poison Bolt Volley, secondly with the Rain of Fire, and thirdly, tanking her. Alright, so on to the last boss, and the Spider Wing makes the giant spider that you see right now. So, as you probably gathered from the sheer number of abilities that she actually has, if you've done this fight before, there's a lot going on. For some reason, this is a difficult fight to learn for a lot of people. Once you got the basics down, it's a fight you should be able to do first or second try. So, pretty much, there's 4 things you want to worry about for this fight. Tank healing. Healing the tank is pretty standard. Maxing it hits quite hard, so you'll need to be on your A game. Always be on the lookout for neurotic poison and immediately dispel in the event it's applied to your tank. So, the second thing is the web wrap. Everyone knows about the web wrap. Every 40 seconds you're going to have to deal with a web wrapped victim. The Maexxna shoots a web at somebody and it flings them to the wall, which does a DOT, so you need to take it out as soon as possible. Someone usually on web duty, and you usually can be one-shotted. The webs don't have a lot of health because they're webs. So, the third thing is the web spray. This is by far the most difficult aspect of the fight. During the web spray, you obviously can't cast heals, so you need to do everything you can to make sure that the tank can be pre-cleansed of neurotic poison, and it's topped off before the web spray goes off. Additionally, if you have any HOTs or other overtime heals, you can cast them. So, yeah. The fourth thing is the Spiderlings. Occasionally, Maexxna summons Spiderlings. Well, often, actually. Spiderlings don't do a whole lot of damage, but considering the numbers that they are spawned, you may need to cast a few AoEs to get them down before the fight ends. So, that's pretty much it. Alright, on to by far the second easiest boss in the entire raid, Patchwork. Okay, Patchwork is a walking tank with 4.3k DPS. He hits quite hard, approximately 4 to 5k each hit. So the mechanics for this fight, this is a non-aggro fight. Once the initial tank and off-tank have aggro, you want to give them a couple seconds before you actually burn the crap out of Patchwork. The DPS are free to put as much DPS into Patchwork, and will continue his Hateful Strike rotation until he's dead or he dies. If the tank dies, he will then Hateful Strike the next highest HP target within melee range, not the main tank though. So Patchwork's abilities are pretty basic. He has a Hateful Strike, which he's able to use his ability every 2.8 seconds on a melee target with the most health. It does 19,975 to 27,025 damage, and it can be mitigated or avoided, apparently. Also, he goes into a frenzy at 5% health. He goes doing 25% more damage, and he's making attack speed 40% faster. So, if you do not down Patchwork in 5 minutes, you will get Ruffle Stomp, because he goes into Berserk, which increases his damage output by 1000%. So, yeah, in reality, this is a very simple fight. and at least mechanics-wise. So maximizing your DPS absolutely has to be on your A game in this fight. So that's pretty much it. Okay, so on to the next boss, Grobbulus. I'm sorry guys, I could not find my successful Grobbulus kill. I don't know why. It really pissed me off. I searched for an hour looking for it, and I could not find it. So I'm just going to show you a fail here. Anyway, so Grobbulus has 2.9 mil HP. He has a poison cloud, which every 15 seconds he drops it. It starts around 3 yards and spreads to about 30, dealing 2,000 damage per second to anyone in the cloud. Also, he has a slime spray, which deals 7,000 DPS. So you want to have the tank kite him around the corners, and for each person hit by the slime, the fallout slime will be created. So the fallout slime is a slime ad spawned by the slime spray. It has approximately 75,000 health. Should be picked up by the off tank and killed immediately by the melee DPS. So melee DPS on the slime spray. Mutating injection. This is the most difficult part of the fight. He poisons a random raid member. It's a 10-second timer, and once you get it, so basically have 10 seconds to run away from the group, because you get hit for 8 to 9,000 and you drop a poison cloud. So if you run around into the raided group and drop random poison clouds, as you see right here, you will get pwned, and so will your raid. Alright, so on to the next boss, Gluth. This is a pretty difficult boss, not if you really know what you're doing. Anyway, he has 3.2 mil health. His basic hits on plate targets are 3 to 4k, so he hits quite hard, especially, yeah. So he has a mortal wound, which deals 150% weapon damage and reduces healing received by 10% for 15 seconds, and it can stack up to 10 times, so yeah. He has an enrage, which gives him 100% attack haste for 8 seconds. He has a terrifying roar, which casts fear on all targets within 20 yards and lasts 5 seconds. He has a devour zombie, which I will get to later. First I want to get to, yeah, so random zombie spawns, and they have an infected wound ability which increases damage taken by 1,000, applied every time a zombie hits you once, stacks infinitely, and they have 500,000 health. So eventually Gluth will decimate, which reduces both player and zombie health to 5% of its maximum value, and then the zombies will go straight to Gluth, and he will use devour zombies, so every time a zombie gets to him, he will devour them, gaining 5% of his maximum HP. So once he does decimate, you want to AoE the ads down ASAP. So that's pretty much the fight, and there's nothing really that much left about it. On to the next one. Also forgot to mention a pretty obvious statement. The skeleton should be kited by the off tank. Alright guys, next boss and final boss for today, Thaddius. I know I'm only doing 2 wings, I'll probably do the other 2 in the future. It's just I gotta meet my YouTube max limit, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So Thaddius 10-man boss strategy, not really all too hard if you know what you're doing. So you see these 2 elites here, Fugin and Stala. You gotta kill them at the same time. There's health meters at the left side of your screen that they give you, so it's not really that hard to do. You just gotta watch it and slow down if you're ahead of your other squad. You wanna have 5 people on one side, 5 people on the other. The way we did it was group 1 on left, group 2 on right. We actually did a second try, so yeah, basically you have a debuff on you that will it's negative or it's positive. Usually negative on the left side, positive on the right side of Thaddius. So basically you want to be on the same side with other negative people. So if they have a negative, you want to be next to them, and you will get a damage increase buff. But if you have an opposite sign, you will kill them. So that's pretty much it for the fight. Other than that, you sit there and burn him. So, and you gotta run as soon. He changes the signs often, and once he does, you gotta run straight across. You can go through his legs to the other side because you don't want to kill your team. So that's pretty much it for the fight. There's nothing really. Anyway, I got 2 upgrades doing this. It was hella fun. We wiped so many times, but it didn't even matter because I got 2 upgrades. So I got my helmet from Thaddius. You see, I win my roll by like 3 points. It's freaking awesome. You can check it out right now. And on Patchwork, I won my cape. So you got my achievement because I've never done Thaddius before. So they explained the fight before. They like acted it out in the play and everything. It was cool. It was real funny too. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. New video coming out soon. And that's pretty much all I gotta say for this. Till next time, appreciate all you guys watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. I hope to go far with this channel, and yeah, later.